Like a reality star hopping on the next viral trend, Meghan just can't stop thinking of new money-making schemes. 2025 saw underwhelming royal jam and a Netflix run that sent some viewers to sleep. As a novelty of Meghan Markle products start to wear off, is the Duchess of Sussex running out of ways to make money just as her cultural relevancy runs out? Has Meghan had a good year? We've had a lot from Meghan, haven't we? We've had As Ever, we've had With Love. How's she got on, Ailsa?
Well, is it not the old adage, all publicity is good publicity? And we are still talking about her. Every time I've been on this show, Matt, which I thoroughly enjoy coming on, so thank you, we talk about Meghan. So she is being spoke about.
It's been a different Meghan this year. It's been a different Meghan. She's been an entrepreneur. She's actually launched things. We haven't seen her this busy in the past. She's done the odd interview, moaned on her Netflix show and stuff like that, and done some appearances. But this year, she's gone in hard.
I watched one of the programmes, which was as much as I could imagine. You mentioned the sprinkling of the flower petals everywhere. I haven't tasted the jam. I'm told it tastes like jam. It costs a lot of money, doesn't it? But my takeaway from this year is the phrase, which I'd never heard before, hate watching.
Right.
And I hear there are people who watch programmes because they loathe the programmes so much. So apparently people did watch the entire series. But I don't think it was one of Netflix's biggest hits this year. I'm sure they're going to want more royal stuff and less biscuit making.
She's moved into the world of entrepreneurship. She's the Confessions of a Female Founder. She's got that going on. She's promoting all sorts of things.
And going back
Instagram.
to acting as well, isn't she?
Going back to acting, yeah.
That's a tough one because how do you suspend disbelief when you know who it is? How do you suspend disbelief for 2 hours that she is not the Duchess of Sussex, one of the most famous women in the world? It's a difficult one, I would have thought, but people will watch it. Yeah, but yeah, good luck with the business. Was there much jam sold? Was there much jam actually made? Because they seem to sell out very, very quickly. But maybe that was purely demand.
Well, they have to make money somehow. They've made money in the past going on Netflix or writing books, criticising the royal family. Meghan's got to make money. The only thing she has is acting and As Ever. Always mix As Ever up with Love. With Love is the TV show. As Ever is the food.
It's the products.
And the brand. Yeah, but she needs to be she's put herself in a sphere now where she is a businesswoman. Ailsa.
Yeah. I looked at the website this week, and it's very, very heavily branded Duchess of Sussex.
Right.
So I wonder how successful it would be if she was doing it as Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It needs to work, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We need her to be successful. Otherwise, we would go back to a kind of pre-2020 situation.
And also, she is making money so they can survive. We would be having more of a sort of a complaint if she was sort of sponging off taxpayers or claiming benefits. So we can't have it both ways.
That's been their argument, wasn't it? When they moved to America, they said, we're not taking any money from the sovereign grant. So,
yeah, it's very interesting that the 50-50 that they were proposing and believed that they had been promised before it was whipped away from them, which is Harry's story at the Sandringham Summit, which, goodness me, is almost 6 years ago now that happened, and which obviously led to Megxit just before the pandemic. They believed that 50-50 was possible, and I think most sensible people think somehow it's possible. But
I don't think it's possible now. Now we've got As Ever and With Love, because
not with
you pointed out, the Duchess of Sussex is her title.
No, not with them, but I think in future generations. So, for example, Charlotte, Louis, other royals, they should be able to have a mix, a hybrid somehow.
I think there was just a concern because it didn't work for the then Earl and Countess of Wessex when they both had their own businesses. He was in the entertainment industry with his production company. She was working for a PR firm. And then we had all the negative stories about using their connections to gain money for their own firms.
So the British people are, I include myself in this, we are hypocrites, but we have to decide what we want. If you want them to be full-time royals, you've got to pay for it, and it costs money.
Yeah.
And if you're going to let them make some of their own money, don't accuse them of constantly cashing in. There's got to be a way of mixing it, I think.
So a good year or a bad year for Meghan Markle?
I think it is no change, actually. No change from last year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. I think Harry had a good year. He had a good, very, very good September when he was here in the UK. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how popular they are in the United States. I mean, here you get the sense that people have, it's almost 6 years now. People have moved on, and they've moved on.
Well, I wonder if people were kind of, once the more they see from Meghan, or they see of Meghan on that TV show, they kind of switched off. She did exude her personality a little bit more. She was playful, she was singing, she was dancing, and still people kind of went, I don't like it. And that must be very sad.
We mentioned the Duke of York campaign earlier. There is a tiny campaign, I can tell you, in Sussex to remove. I don't know, it's not going to happen, but to remove the dukedom there. I think she made one visit to Sussex early on.
I think we did the maths, so there for about 4.5 hours or something. Yeah, 3 engagements.
Definitely in Chichester, but for a bit. But yeah, some of the MPs in Sussex were talking about that.
I don't know how you do it.
You need an Act of Parliament, don't you?
I think they've probably got other things on their plate.
Well, we can see they can do anything now. We didn't think they could get rid of Prince. Didn't think they could get rid of Duke of York. And that is a real shot across the bows of the Sussexes saying we can actually do this. Well, let's see how that turns out. Now, there has been positive news this year. In a dose of heartwarming news, January and December 2025 saw Catherine and the King give positive updates on their cancer treatment. Princess Anne continues to be the backbone of the firm, and Prince George has been stepping up to help his parents at royal engagements. Who will we see shine in 2026? As I say, Catherine seems to be fully back to normal. What do you think?
Yep, and she confirmed the going into remission in January. So yeah, she's had a very busy year, and of course we've just seen the Carol concert at Westminster Abbey, which is a new sort of royal tradition that she's in charge of. Yeah, I think it was great news, great for William, obviously, which he spoke about in the Disney documentary with Eugene Levy. And clearly, she is one of the stars of the whole show. That they need her in many different ways.
Yeah, and she's the real glue, I think, that sticks the family together. She's the constant, and I think the images of her going to the Abbey for her Carol concert with the children, it seemed, it was a family affair on a global scale. Really, it was lovely. I
think we see a better Prince William when Catherine's well as well. We've seen a more confident William this year. But the remission, if we go back to January, the remission statement was almost kind of just dropped in. I was quite surprised. I remember phoning at the palace and saying, she said that she's in remission. I go, did not everyone know that? And it was quite a surprise to suddenly hear it, but it kicked off a positive year for Catherine. Yeah,
absolutely. And she is sort of, almost back to normal, I would say, in terms of fulfilling engagements, although she's not beating the King